La filosofía y la práctica budista se han expandido a paso firme en Occidente. Pero ¿es posible para un occidental aprender y poner en práctica la sabiduría de Oriente? Buda lo dijo claramente. Sigan mis ideas, no me sigan a mí.
In our present day, the modern time, we have removed many barriers. So we are opening to many new kind of, we are opening to many different sources of knowledge, understanding, and different cultures. So therefore, one thing is this thing. And then the other thing is that we also have getting a more and more better chances for a better education. And therefore, with more access to better education, the people become a little more open and they have more access to reading materials. So now, as Buddhism is becoming available more in the West, and now, because during the last 40, 50 years, more and more books are coming available in English and other languages like Spanish or Portuguese and other languages, I think there is a possibility of the people beginning to really better understand Buddhism. Because in the beginning, when they heard about Buddhism, it was very unfamiliar. But now, people are getting used to these kind of the sources of information. They begin to understand, and there are many people in the West, they themselves begin to understand Buddhism, and they are themselves really explaining these things to other Western people. That is something interesting, because now they have their own understanding, they share with other people. It's not only the Eastern people that try to share, but the Western people who picked up through the Eastern people, they are sharing with the Western people. And that itself is a good sign. Now, one of the very important things in Buddhism is, Buddha never required us to believe in what he teaches. He says, you try to understand what I'm trying to explain to you, and if you understand, and if you see there is a benefit in your life, accept these things and put into practice. If you do not understand it, you don't have to believe me or believe my teachings out of respect for me. So this is one very clear teaching of the Buddha, where he never demands other people to follow him blindly and believing in whatever he's saying. And this is a very, very brave kind of statement from a great teacher like the Buddha. I think this is not so easy to come from many of the teachers. So there's a great hope in the Buddha, the way Buddha really brings this. He is trying to explain the facts that he has realized. He is not terrorizing. He is not saying, it may be like this, it may be like this. He is saying, this is what I saw. But you have to check by your own experience. And if you see there is a fact in that thing, and then you realize that fact, then I don't have to say anything, you will do it yourself. We begin to see in many different parts of the world, there are people who really take the teachings of the Buddha seriously to put into their practice. So this we begin to see it. This is happening. And this is happening in the European countries, this is happening in the South American countries, Latin American countries, and it's happening in the North American countries. So this is a good sign. What I'm saying is not that if there are more people become Buddhists, it's not the point. The point is, if our life can be transformed and become better, that's the point. We need to become a better human being, and for that we need to learn from correct sources who have correct understanding and correct realization. And this Buddha is the one who is able to really show us very clear points in our life. So this is what I have to say. It's not important for us to become Buddhists. It's important for us to become a very good human being, understand things very clearly. That's important. The question that are we carrying or we are burdened with a heavy universal karma? Actually, the karma is not universal. Karma is individual. Whatever we did, we would have left some imprints of those karmas in our consciousness. So as we see in our life experience, many of the things we do are not necessarily always good, because we tend to be more selfish. Therefore, we think selfishly, we speak selfishly, and we act selfishly. So therefore, most of the karma imprints that we leave in our consciousness necessarily would be a negative imprint. So, of course, we also tend to be good in our thoughts and in our speech and in our physical actions. But comparing to what we do in our daily life, we are more on the negative side than on the positive side. So therefore, the accumulation of the karma imprints, the potentialities of karma to be experienced later in our lifetime, I think the quantity of the such potentialities are more on the negative side than on the positive side. So therefore, we have to begin to understand that we are experiencing difficulties in our life. We are, even though we wish to be happy, we are not able to be happy. And even though we do not wish to be unhappy, but even we cannot manage to avoid that. So we are making effort to be happy. We are making effort to avoid unhappiness and the difficulty, but still we do not manage. Then how do we understand? We have to understand that the causes that for our good experience, the positive causes are very much less, and the negative the causes are so much. One thing is as from the part of the causes as our karma imprints. But on the other side, what we do now in our present life, if it is a positive attitude to life, definitely the positive karma can come into materialization. We can experience the good life. But most of the time, again, even our current present life, we also do not have this capacity to be in positive attitude. So therefore, when we are not positive and we are not also neutral, we tend to be more in the negative side. Our attitudes are mostly negative. Therefore, naturally, the negative karma, the imprints will materialize. That becomes our experience. So therefore, we will have difficulties in life. So this we need to check, because it is a matter of understanding these things. It's not a matter of believing whether we have karma or not. We need to create more conditions, positive conditions in life. We need to purify the negative causes that we have already created, so that we don't have to come across the experience of those negative experiences. So we should be conscious. So if we try to learn to be conscious in our daily life, trying to live in the present moment, and if you are living a life in the present moment more consciously, there is less likelihood of doing negative things. Because generally we are conscious and we are aware of what we are thinking and doing. Generally we never commit mistakes. We commit mistakes only when we are not very much aware of. When we are not conscious of our thinking and our saying and our physical action. When we are not aware, then we tend to do a lot of negativity, wrong mistakes.